Hey, are you looking for ways to enhance your spiritual well being and experience more fulfillment in life? Well, you're in exactly the right spot because in this video, I'm diving into my top 4 morning empowerment practices that take only seconds or a couple of minutes each and change the way I look at and interact with the world and my intuition. My name is Joanne Moore, and I'm a professional intuitive and have been for the past 15 years. On my channel, I share ahas, insight, tips, and tools to bring together the magic of spirituality with the practicality of being human so they can work together. Okay, so let's get into the practices. Practice number 1: before I get out of bed and before I even open my eyes, I say, "Good morning," to my spirit team. So, this is the team. I know I have angels, guides, higher self, and my loved ones that are looking out for me from the other side. So, I make sure to interact and greet them every day. It puts a smile on my face because it always feels good to connect to source, and it strengthens the bond and relationship with them, and it reminds me that I'm not in this alone, that I have a whole team up there that is looking out for me and helping to guide me. So that is one of the most important relationships we can possibly have. Okay, so that's practice number 1. And we're going to start from the beginning of my from the moment I'm conscious and moving upward. So stick around till the end of the video because I'm also going to give you a bonus practice that takes about 3 seconds and can really impact your day so you don't get knocked over by surprises from wherever they could come from. Okay, practice number 2. Before I open my eyes again, often I've kind of opened my eyes, peeked at the world, looked out the window to see what the weather's doing, and then I spend a few minutes every day daydreaming. Now, it might sound like frivolous, but actually, our imagination is directly linked to our intuition. They live in the same part of our brain. So, engaging my imagination is boosting my intuition. Sometimes I will lay there and choose really big daydreams like traveling the world or winning the lottery or whatever. And other times I will imagine what it would be like to live in my dream house, or even just imagining like, oh, I wish the kids would come and visit, or what would I like to say to them on the next phone call. Now, I have a very practical, logistical brain that tends to take over my daydreams. So I sometimes have to veer away from the logistics, like, oh my gosh, if I won the lottery, then I'd have to pay taxes and then I'd have to do this. And yeah, my brain tends to take over. So I tend to steer it back to imagination. And one good way of doing that is to get out of the kind of physicalness daydreams and into the energy daydreams, where I imagine that my heart chakra is expanding out and covering the world. That was this morning's daydream. And I could just imagine that this energy was extending out from me and covering the whole world. And how would that feel? So, depending on my schedule, I'll either snuggle under the covers for a couple of minutes or as long as half an hour. But this actually is a really integral part of boosting your intuition, this using your imagination. You can do this anytime during the day, but that time of just kind of before you greet the world completely is a perfect time to let those sensations settle into your body too. So if I'm dreaming about my, living in my dream home, then that is what's going to make it possible and kind of connect the bridge for synchronicity and insights and ahas about how to get that dream home. Okay, so how did I come up with these practices? Good question, because I have been asked that before. In teaching classes about intuition and doing tons of readings, hundreds and thousands by now, it has come to my attention that these are the simplest, easiest ways to boost our intuitive muscle, to gain traction on your spiritual journey. And it took me a really long time to even recognize that I was on a journey. I didn't know exactly what was happening to me when all this started 15 years ago. There wasn't a lot of information. So there were books about self-help and stuff like that. But at the end of this video, I'm going to link another one that will be up here somewhere that I made all about recognizing where you are in your spiritual journey. So let's continue on. We're on practice number 3 now. So once again, as I'm getting ready for the day, while now we're up out of bed, open my eyes, while I'm brushing my teeth and combing my hair in the bathroom, the mirror in front of me is my next practice. I found not long ago, maybe like a year ago, that I would actually brush my teeth, comb my hair, but not actually connect with me in the mirror. I was looking at me, but it was almost like I was watching television or something. So I came up with, I guess you could call it 2-for-1 practice with the mirror. So first I have dry erase markers that I've used on my mirror. And in one corner, I have written, "What would love do?" And that one kind of stays there all the time. In the other corner, I have a sticker that says, "Hello, gorgeous." And the other corner I change around. So sometimes it's, "You've got this," "I am amazing," or some other kind of affirmation. And I've noticed now when I stand in front of the mirror, I will read those. Now they do become, after a while, that's why I change out the bottom one, because they do become kind of part of the fixtures and the furnishings and you forget to look at them. But I really try to make a note or take time to read them every day. And then when I notice that I'm not paying attention or I want to focus on something else, then I will change the affirmation in the bottom. The second part of this, so practice 3B, is I take a good look in my mirror at me, in my eyes, and I smile. This is the number one most important relationship that I'm going to have is with me. So it's one of two. Before I talked about the other one is the relationship with my spirit team. And this is number 1, is my relationship with me. And we often forget about this one. We put us to the side and we worry about everybody else. So when I connect with myself, looking right at myself in the eye, in the mirror, sometimes I feel compassion. Other times I find it amusing. Sometimes I'm frustrated, but I connect with me every day. Really, really important. And it only takes a couple of seconds. And we're already there brushing our teeth anyways. Okay. Practice number 4. And this one, yes, is cliche and somewhat overused. However, it's used a lot because it's efficient and it really works. So number 4 is I'm grateful. Yes, I know. So I have a grateful journal that I actually, where is it? Oh, it's actually right underneath my microphone right now. I have a grateful journal. I love this one. It's beautiful. I got it at a local store. I think it was designed by someone in Australia. Anyways, I have a grateful journal and I use it in the morning for the day before. So I used to do this as an evening practice, but I have vision difficulties and I find it hard to write after dark. If there's not natural light, I find it really difficult to see well enough to write. So now I do it in the mornings. And actually, I like this practice even better because I have a different perspective with a little time lapse between the day and now. So I've noticed that I can look at yesterday from a different point of view, having stepped back from it a little bit. And I can find more things to appreciate than when I'm kind of stuck in the day and still maybe embroiled in everything that happened during the day. So I do find that this is great. So I write at least 3 things that I'm grateful for every day about yesterday. And then it sets me up for a good place to look for things to appreciate today because I'm always going to be writing it tomorrow. And I know that. So it makes me kind of a little bit more aware of what there is to be grateful for. And maybe things that I wouldn't otherwise have remembered. Okay, so now that's the 4 empowering spiritual practices that I do every day. And the bonus one, and this one is really great, is to get grounded. So when I first put my feet on the floor in the morning, unless I have to pee really bad, and then, I can do it in the bathroom. But when my feet are on the floor, I just imagine roots or ribbons coming out of the bottom of my feet down into the earth and really like sinking in and holding on so that I am taken care of, supported, grounded. And the great thing about this is that when you do this it's an energetic practice that has practical physical world results. So try this out. If you're energetically grounded, you can't be pushed over so easily physically. So try it and see what happens. So put down roots. Imagine they're curled into the earth and you're all like, she's got ya. Mother Earth has got ya. And then have a friend kind of nudge you. You're going to be rooted strong. Then suck up your roots. Imagine that the roots or ribbons are being sucked right back in, and then have your friend nudge you again and see how easily you can be blown over. So this is an energetic practice that has real world physical results. So those are my 4 plus bonus morning practices. Now, how did they change my life? Well, I'm much more practical or much more positive now. And if I wake up cranky or with a headache, which I sometimes do, I can get past it a lot faster. And I notice faster during the day when I'm out of alignment. So when I'm not connected to my source, or I'm not connected to my higher self, I realize it sooner and I can get regrounded. I can connect to my higher self or my angels and guides, and I can get regrounded. So sometimes something will happen. You'll get surprised or shocked or sad or cranky or whatever. And your roots will kind of pull up a bit. And so you notice that and you can plant them again. Also, it helps strengthen my intuition because I'm strengthening those 2 most important relationships. The relationship me with me and me with my higher self and my spirit team. Those are the 2 relationships that are going to change your life completely. Not the ones with people on the outside, but if you can strengthen these, the other relationships will just be so much easier. When you follow your intuition, the real world or the physical world that we live in becomes a whole lot less efforting. So also, when I'm connected to my higher self and my spirit team, I have access to synchronicity, ahas, insights, channeling, answers to challenges and problems I'm going through. And when I'm out of alignment, the only thing I have access to is my cranky mood and my history, which is not very insightful. Okay, so I mentioned earlier about ways to recognize where you are on your spiritual journey. And this video up here somewhere will guide you on the 5 stages of spiritual awakening to help you understand all the strange or odd things that might be happening to you along this amazing journey. So watch out for that video, and I will see you soon. Have a fabulous day.